Okay, here we are, Cimarron, New Mexico, on location. I'm standing at the driveway of the entrance to Casa de Gavilan, or Del Gavilan. Oh, let me look at the sign and get it right. Casa del Gavilan. Take a walk over there for one moment. Give you guys a look at the sign. I decided at the spur of the moment to make this video. I wanted to save this treasure for myself, but I changed my mind. I decided this has to be shared. So, let's start off with what people believe is the beginning of the clues in the poem. Begin at warm waters, halt. Now, I'm not going to go all the way down the road to where it is, but looking south down Route 21, and I will show you all this on a map. There's a map that was made by an architect. A architectural photographer is actually what he is, and his name is David Emery. He is a co-owner of Casa del Gavilan. For those of you who have been following the story, you would know that it has been made public that an architect created this poem. Well, whether Mr. Emery knew it or not, his poem, or his, his map is what creates the poem that caused so much stir and caused so many people to flood into New Mexico in search of a treasure. But let me get back to the poem itself. Begin at where warm waters halt. If you look down the road, that will be the location I will show you on the map, where there's a dry area, a dry creek area of warm water. It's surface water. I'm not sure there's any there today, but I don't want to jump in and out of my vehicle too many times. I'm trying to do this from a personal laptop computer. That's how I'm making this video. This, like I said, this was just a spur of the moment thing. So anyhow, begin at where warm waters halt and take it in the canyon down. The canyon is this road. Put in below the home of Brown. Putting in is leaving the highway and putting into the driveway for Casa del Gavilan. The home of Brown is identified in the map as a stock pond. That would be a fish pond. I believe there's probably trout there, or maybe there was trout there at one point in time, and that would be the house of Brown. Whether it is correct or not correct, that's what we're working under. We can find those simple details out later on. So, as the poem goes on, put in below the home of Brown. I'm kind of skipping on some stuff, aren't I? Well, there's a reason for it. I've done it in previous videos and identified how and why I kind of use the clues number 1, 2, 4, and 8. I'm not going to get into detail of that right now. But I believe if we look down this road here, this dirt road here, that's where the stock pond is. Now this place is no place for the meek. Right now there isn't very many there. I don't know if you can really see off in the distance. There's a small herd of horses, but sometimes there's a large herd of horses running around in this pasture. I'm going to get my vehicle and I'm going to drive down the driveway. And that's where we are. No place for the meek. One moment here. Hopefully I can get this video done in 20 minutes. Off we go. From here, it's no place for the meek. Now, I'm trying to remember this poem off the top of my head. I don't know. See, I kind of researched this poem over and over and over again, and I'd find details in it that fit, and kind of the poem kind of dissipated, and it wasn't really all that important, because once I found the areas that I believed were to be searched, then the poem really doesn't matter after that, or so it seems at times. But as you will see, as I get down to the end of here, because the end is ever drawing nigh, meaning the driveway is coming to an end, we're going to get to the Casa. This driveway is approximately 1.3 miles identified on, I think it was Google Maps that I used. And I have a video out there called Tasanu, which identifies an ancient glyph, well, the combination of two ancient glyphs, and I claimed that that would bring people to the treasure, the Forrest Fenn treasure, and I still stand by that. So here we go, we're going down the driveway. Oh, and by the way, one of my sons is off out in the wilderness here, searching for the treasure. Wouldn't that be something to show up and find him with the treasure box? This shouldn't take very long. If I knew how to edit the video and take a bunch of videos and edit it, and I had the proper software, that's what I would do, and you wouldn't have to wait and listen to this filler that I'm using right now in order to get through this couple of minutes to drive up this driveway. But for those of you that are avid Forrest Fenn treasure hunters, you probably do know the poem off the top of your head. I tried to recite it yesterday, and just like Forrest did, I made a mistake on it. And I was like, wow, that's funny. I should know this poem by heart. But I'm gonna, when I get home, take the poem and take the map and show you people how my claim of that the map is the poem. That's what I'll do. So anyhow, the end is ever drawing nigh. We're going around a curve here. And on this curve, the moment I'm going to stop, on this curve, on the map, you will see an old casa identified on the curve. And on the map, you will see an old casa at a curve identified. Today, there is a horse corral there. Next to it. I'm sorry, next to it. In here, this is where the original casa was. This would have been where the migrant workers lived. This would have been the home of Brown. The migrant workers in this area, the Spanish people, were referred to as Browns because of the color of their skin. So anyhow, that's what this location is. And out there is a pasture where horses, that's a home of Brown right there where the brown horses are put. I'm sorry, a corral, not a pasture. I'm sorry, I get those words wrong. But anyhow, I'm trying to rush through this now to make sure that I can get through everything I want to show you within a time frame that I can download onto YouTube. So anyhow, that's that. So the end is ever drawing nigh. There'll be no paddle up your creek, Uraka Creek. The dry Uraka Creek is out behind Casa de Gavilon. It's identified on the map as Uraka Creek. And again, it's a dry creek. It's an ancient creek. You don't need a paddle there. Heavy loads and water high. There's a water tower. It's not really a water tower. It's a building that has a water tank. And it's certainly heavy. I'm not sure how many gallons it is. I think it's 10,000 gallons. 10,000 gallons would be approximately 70,000 pounds. So that's pretty high. But we'll stop here for now. We're in the back parking lot of the casa. I'm fumbling around here with my computer in order to take video. My son seems to have come back already. This is the back view of the casa. So anyhow, when you come here and you find your way here and you get to the point that, well, you stay here overnight. And then when you get up in the morning, well, I'm sorry, the night before, if you look out in the parking lot, if you're a night owl and you look out in the parking lot, you see these blazes. And there's one right there. It's a street lamp. And there's one, and if you follow down, there's another one. It's a trail of blazes. Yeah, it is. Lights up. I'm going to walk down the driveway a little bit to show you how this actually lines up. And you walk down the driveway here, like I am. The elevation here is about 6,200 feet. 6,240, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I looked at that yesterday. As you see, you know, got a nice lit driveway there. Oh, it's kind of hard to spot that, but there's another post. And those posts go out, and the electricity ends where the original House of Brown was. The Casa, where the immigrant workers would live that worked here at the Casa way back in 1920 when it was built. And there's a walking path right here we can take. Right here. If I can get out of the way so you can see it. There's a walking